What are the best ways to make money online in 2021? With the pandemic continuing to drive up unemployment levels and change the way that we all work, it is arguably never a better time to make money online. In this video, 10 online business ideas that could make you a packet this year. These ideas are based on analysis of online business data from startups.co.uk. They've looked at the most lucrative areas for new online businesses this year. So I'm going to run through each of the ideas and then share my views on whether they are viable or not. Number one is virtual influencers. Social media influencers can make a fair bit of cash. If you build yourself an audience, then sponsors are prepared to pay money to put their messages in front of your followers. Now, this is something I already do, occasionally working with brands to deliver sponsored content. But what's a virtual influencer when he or she is at home? The survey says that not all influencers are real people anymore because it's possible to run a computer algorithm to grow a social media account. It can create content and engage with followers. There's one of these virtual influencer accounts already in the United States that's apparently built up 2.8 million followers to date. So the business model here is to run this software, build a following, and then monetize it by doing brand deals and sponsored posts. I like this one. It's relatively simple, assuming that you can build a social media account to a decent level and you can get a good engagement level with your followers, then brands should be prepared to pay you. In doing this one, do watch out for any terms and conditions you might be breaking with the social media platform because they don't always like robots, bits of software building followers for you. That's often against the terms to run bots to grow your audience. Decent engagement levels is key to this though. We see lots of social media accounts with high subscriber or follower counts and then minimal engagement levels as measured through views or comments. Brands won't give you money based on your follower or subscriber numbers alone. You need to build a tribe of committed and highly engaged followers. So think quality, not quantity. Online business idea number two is the feeling economy. I've heard of the experience economy before and I've heard about the gig economy, but the feeling economy is a new one to me. So according to the study, the pandemic has left people feeling bereft of physical contact with friends and family, and this creates an opportunity for providing emotional support. According to this study, the feeling economy rates empathy, emotional intelligence, and interpersonal skills as valuable qualities. There are several online businesses that you can launch in this space, including social media management, buying birthday presents for other people, or connecting people with volunteering opportunities. I'm not that excited about this one. While I agree that there's a gap created by the pandemic, I don't think that people are that desperate for human connection that they're willing to pay a premium price for it. I might be wrong on this. I might have a different perspective, and I may have a different perspective if I was in a different personal situation, but personally I would ignore this particular idea. Number three, electric bikes and e-scooters. I love my e-scooter, but I'm really nervous about riding it illegally in public in case the police catch me and give me some points for my driving license. E-scooters are likely though to be legalized in the not too distant future. There are several trials currently taking place in cities around the country just to understand their safety and practical application. I believe e-scooters are the future of this last mile transport as they're safe, they're environmentally friendly, they're incredibly convenient. And I think lingering memories of the pandemic mean that people will likely be very slow to return to public transport. I can't see myself getting on a bus, train or tube anytime in 2021. There are some great business ideas in this space, in the e-scooter space, including rentals, accessories and mobile charging stations. But I think this is likely to be a business idea with some very high cash requirements, so expensive to get started, but also some very enthusiastic competition. As soon as e-scooters are legalised in the UK, I imagine we're going to see some venture capital-backed startups just swoop in and completely dominate the market, so it could be very competitive. Number four is animal care and training. There has been a huge surge in pandemic puppies this year, with the price of some breeds rising faster than Bitcoin. And I can speak from only slightly bitter personal experience on this one, as we're collecting a very overpriced Springer Spaniel puppy later this month. It was either him or a pony, and I think on balance, buying my daughter a puppy, even at pandemic level pricing, was probably the better deal. The business idea here is a rise in people who need help with their pandemic puppies. So first time puppy owners in particular may not have realised what they're letting themselves in for, those 5 a.m. starts, for example. If you've got a knack with animals, you could start a business to deliver video training tips, one-to-one behaviour coaching, or even a personalised program of activities to help with puppy training. Number 5 is on-demand health and wellness. I put on about a stone last year despite walking for an hour a day and generally being a lot more active than I was before the lockdown. I know what went wrong, and it's my diet. It's often said that you can't outrun your fork, and that's absolutely true in my case. But I'm tackling it this year, and part of that fight back against the dad bod is likely to be some online diet advice. Online business ideas in this space include fully optimized meals in a pouch. That's definitely what I need. Online fitness classes or apps to help you look after your libido. Number 6 is the Flexi office. I gave up one of my 3 offices at the end of 2020. We just weren't using it anymore, and I couldn't see us moving back into the office in any serious way for at least the first half of this year. Leased office space becomes a very expensive proposition, especially when you factor in maintenance and utility costs. There is a significant movement towards flexible and remote working. We're seeing this across the board with more and more employers recognising that an office is not an essential part of business success. One forecast suggests that flexible offices will make up around a third of office space in the UK by the end of this year. How could you make money from this trend with an online business? What about acting as a flexible office broker, matching up people with available desk space, of course, on the best possible terms? You can take a cut from each flexible office rental payment, and you could make some decent money doing this. Number 7, diversity and inclusion. Now, before you tune out thinking I've become a woke liberal lefty, just hear me out for a second. The survey points out that diversity and inclusion have become central to the global conversation. Businesses and other organisations are increasingly arming their managers and other people in the teams with the tools they need to make better decisions. Some online business ideas in this space include helping people from underrepresented backgrounds or championing diversity and inclusivity initiatives in businesses. If you've got the required experience in this particular area, you could create an online course and a certification program to give managers the skills they need. Number 8 is one of my favourite themes, and that is localisation. I've been saying for years that the future is local or even hyper-local. The pandemic has accelerated an existing trend, and that's people wanting to stay closer to home and do business locally. One of my favourite things about the pandemic, and we're allowed to have favourite stuff, aren't we, about the pandemic, was discovering our local high street, or rediscovering it, with its independent retailers. So buying our groceries from the butchers, the fishmongers, the fruit and veg shop. It was so much more satisfying than popping into M&S Simply Food 2 or 3 times a day. We've also become big fans of our local Turkish bistro, which is where we get our weekend takeaway from, and it's absolutely delicious. Some online business opportunities in 2021 around this localization theme include starting a local business of your own. What about an online retailer, for example, that delivers only within a local area? Or find a way to help people discover and support local businesses. Area number 9 that's ripe for online business creation in 2021 is e-learning. The study says that searches for online learning courses have risen by 240% in the past year, with searches for teaching online up by 328%. With people stuck at home, turning to the internet to learn new skills and acquire new qualifications makes real sense. If you know a particular subject inside out, you can create an online course. I've got my first 2 online courses, both about personal finance skills, in development right now, so watch this space. And last but not least, number 10 is remote working services. We've already touched on this trend and some of the opportunities it can create for flexible working spaces. But what about replacing some of the things that we miss from sharing offices with other people? During our team Christmas party, which we held over Zoom, we purchased a couple of video messages to play to the team. One was from a drunk Santa, and one was from Sooty and Sweep, which was absolutely brilliant, hilarious. Little touches like this help to keep remote teams engaged and feeling part of the team. There are plenty of other online businesses you could start in this space with this theme. What about becoming a Zoom pub quiz host, charging businesses to run their staff pub quizzes every week? If you want to start your online business in 2021, the opportunities and the ideas are limitless. But of course, ideas are easy, aren't they? Action is the hard bit. My advice is to start small, test your idea, and then scale it and grow it from there. Don't take on big cost commitments until you've proven the concept and you've got recurring revenue coming in to cover your expenses. Which of these ideas is your favourite? In any of these 10 themes, do you have a killer online business idea that you're willing to share with others who might have the time and the skill set to make it a reality? If you found this video helpful, there is one super quick thing you can do right now, right this second, to support my channel. Smash that like button. And if you fancy being an even bigger supporter, why not share this video with your social network or with a friend who you think would get something out of watching it? Press that share button now. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time, I'm Martin Bamford, and remember, when it comes to your money, the more you know, the faster it can grow.